Okay, I made my way through Victory Road, came to the Pokemon League, and I'm ready to throw down. I start off, I head in and face Lorelei. I'm up against Lorelei. She sends out her Dugong, and I naturally start off with Venonat, the one and only. Go to select an attack, and wouldn't you know it, I was so excited to challenge the Pokemon League, I forgot to heal. So, leave that. I leave and get myself healed up, and then I go back in. Okay, so rematch against Lorelei, and it's over. To be honest, I don't know what happened. I don't know why my video didn't save, but let's just put it this way. I beat her. Let's move on. Next is Bruno. Ready to fight, ready to claim his second victory, and wouldn't you know it, I forgot to heal again. But it's Bruno, so it's not that bad. The only real worry here was my limited number of psychics. So I just spammed double team, got myself up. For some reason, Bruno used X defend. Works for me. Don't want to use psychic again since I already used it once. So leech life. Gain back some health. Take him down. It works. Hitmonchan goes down to a psychic. Pretty easy. Hitmonlee, psychic. Again, it's a Bruno. What do we expect? Now comes Onyx. I try something different here. I have 2 psychics left, so I try to use Mimic, but I messed up and pressed the A button too fast and learned the wrong attack. Still, psychic, Onyx goes down. Psychic against Machamp. Turns out I didn't really need to use that Mimic. Instead, leech life, and Bruno's taken care of, and I level. It's good. It's good. Stop the evolution, and keep going. Of course, after forgetting twice, I do heal this time. I just need to decide what to use to heal. Use my super potions. Use an elixir. Okay, and now I'm set to go. Here comes Agatha. Now, Agatha is always a scary fight. At least from all the times I faced her when I was younger. Completely random. So let's see what happens. I start off with, I'm not sure what to do. I'm wondering, I guess I go for a double team, build up my evasion, and Gengar uses Confuse Ray. That's not good, but didn't last long. So Psychic. Now that I'm no longer confused, double team, but wouldn't you know it, Confuse Ray again. And now I'm asleep. And I just can't get anything in because I'm either asleep or confused. Thankfully, they wear off. Leech Life to gain back some health. Psychic. Honestly, if Gengar wasn't using Dream Eater so much, I probably would have lost a lot faster, especially since I was awake on some of them. But thankfully, they all missed. But wouldn't you know it, Confuse Ray again. Psychic, I take it down. Lucky shot on my part. Gengar used Nightshade, hit myself in Confusion. Leech Life, try to gain some health. Gengar goes down. Out comes Golbat. And I'm confused again. And I lost to Agatha. So, yeah. Agatha's going to be a battle of being confused. So here's my rematch against Lorelei. Not sure. And this time I have it recorded so we can see more or less the same thing. Mimic. Learn Takedown. I get the feeling I'll need it against Lapras. So now it's just double team. Dugong just keeps spamming Rest, which makes it really helpful for setting up against. Now Psychic, Dugong uses Rest, and I use Psychic to finish it. Honestly, I should have used Leech Life to save my Psychics for later, but I learned that afterwards, so it's okay. It's just one battle. I can learn from it. Slowbro, Leech Life, super effective. Keeps using Amnesia. I keep using Leech Life. It works. Now for Jinx. Again, Leech Life. I want to save my Psychics and take down for Lapras. And down goes Jinx. Eye level. And I didn't realize this at the time, but my badge boosts have been completely taken down. Hence, I'm no longer doing as much damage to Lapras as I thought I would be. Thankfully, I do realize it after a few hits and try it. Sorry about that. Either way, I fainted, lost against Lapras, and I go in for a rematch. Out comes Dugong, out goes Venonat. Set up with double team. How many can I get in? Well, I'm not sure how many I'll need, so I'll go for about 3. That seems good. Now Psychic, Psychic, Psychic. And Dugong woke up. But it's not too much of a worry, since Lorelei will either use Super Potion or Dugong will go back to sleep. So 3 clearly wasn't enough, so I just max out with 6 double teams. I accidentally go for 1 extra, but it's okay. The only real problem is that I ended up wasting a lot of my Psychics earlier. But I get a crit, so that makes up for it. And I can use Leech Life as well, since it got low enough for it. Cloyster, back to using Psychic. I have 3 left, so that's a little scary. But it goes down with 2, leaving me with 1 for Lapras. Alright, now it's just Leech Life. Although I'm thinking here, maybe I should use a Mimic. And wouldn't you know it, I pressed the A button too fast and I messed up. I also just wasted my last Psychic by habit. And now I'm just stuck with Leech Life. So yeah, as you can tell, I'm still a bit nervous. And I just gave up on that battle since I couldn't win. But now after a few battles, I'm a little calmer now. I can go through. Hopefully now I won't be as trigger button happy. And with my strategy more or less down, I'll just use double team 6 times, get the max I can out of it because Dugong isn't going to do anything to stop me. Now Leech Life, get Dugong to use some health, save a Psychic, and now I just spam Psychic 3 times to take down Dugong. 1, 2, 3. Here comes Cloyster. Again, just need to do Psychic once, Psychic again, it's down. And thanks to my double teams, their attacks miss. So Mimic, see? Not trigger happy, but unfortunately, Slowbro doesn't have much to offer. So I take Amnesia. Eventually. There. I took Amnesia, mostly because I realize I'm going to level and lose my batch boosts. So for now, just Leech Life, Slowbro to a slow grave. Slowbro's gone. Out comes Jinx. Again, Leech Life. 1 hit. 2 hit. Honestly, I'm thinking I should have just used Mimic on Jinx, but what's done is done. Now I'll just use Amnesia, get back my special stats up again, and Again, trigger happy for Amnesias. Now just use Psychic, a crit, extra damage. Technically I did less damage because of my crit. But Psychic, Lapras goes down. Lorelei, I now have him win in strategy against her. No need to worry. As long as I don't miss. Anyway, now that she's defeated, heal up because that is important. After all those previous mistakes. And now comes Bruno. Again, we all saw the fight with Bruno when I forgot to heal. Honestly, not much to see. Let's go in, heal up because I almost forgot again. At least I've remembered, so no worries. I did heal my PP before leaving Bruno. I just realized I forgot to heal my health. That was all. Anyway, now to face Agatha, who is going to be a consistent problem throughout my Elite Four challenge. I'm still trying to figure out what to do against her right now. So, right now the best I can do is I should just defeat her Gengar as fast as I can. So I just go with Spam and Psychic because I'm too afraid to do Double Team. Unfortunately, I keep getting confused just about every other turn. Then Nightshade. And confused again. And I'm out. So yeah. Anyway, back to Agatha. Let's try that again. So Gengar, Venonat. Let's try Double Team. Maybe I could get a Double Team before anything. And I keep getting confused, which just makes it a lot harder than it should be. Thankfully, confusion passes, but what do you know? It comes again. And there it is. I hurt myself. However, 6 times I succeeded. Gengar uses Nightshade. I'm still confused, but if I hit, I can do some massive damage. Nightshade, Psychic, confusion passes, and my speed should be pretty high now. So Psychic, there goes Golbat, except Haze. I didn't realize that Haze cleared away all of my boosts, which is a problem because now that I'm doing less damage than I thought I should be, I don't do all that well, and I lose the Haunter. So after a few more tries, I figure, okay, it's not working. I'm just going to use my rare candies, not all of them, just 4, raise myself 4 levels, even up the score against Agatha just a bit. And now that I'm stronger, I head back in. Here comes Lorelei again. And I accidentally loaded a save file where I fought a grunt. So yeah, had to stop, start over, regain those 4 levels, and then go back in. That was not expected. Anyway, we saw my previous battles with Lorelei and Bruno, and that was at 4 levels lower. So we can just go in and go straight through. Won't be a challenge. We all know what to expect, and I've already more or less streamlined my strategy against both of them. First Dewgong, I use Double Team, raise my stats. Then once my stats are up, I'll use, okay, that was a misclick. I meant to do Leech Life, but too late now. So I just keep going Psychic, Psychic, Psychic. Again, Dewgong wakes up and I finish it. Thankfully, can't attack when it wakes up. Hooray for us. Out comes Cloyster. 2 more Psychics, take it down. I'm now down to 4 Psychics, but it should be enough. Slowbro. Again, leech life, leech life, leech life. An annoying crit, but doesn't seem to have done any extra damage if I hadn't had a crit. So I'll take it. And there goes Slowbro. And now Jinx does Thrash. Didn't do much damage or any damage. And down goes Jinx, 2 attacks. And now I've realized something really great. I did not level against Jinx. That means I don't have to worry about having to set up again. Still, Lapras uses Confuse Ray, which is annoying. And Lorelei uses Super Potion, which is annoying. And I hit myself, which is annoying. But I'm still able to get the win with Leech Life. Now back to Bruno. Okay, here's Bruno, or Shirtless Buffer Brock, from how I referred to him back when I first played Red. Psychic, use Psychic Leech Life. Nope, wasn't enough to kill him or take him down. Leech Life, he faints, it's all good. I level, but since I didn't bother to set up with Double Team here, it actually helps me instead of hurts me. Bruno does not need to set up against. So, Psychic, and down goes Hitmonlee. Now for Onyx, Psychic, Psychic, Machamp, Psychic, Psychic, and it's over. No real surprise here. Venonat wants to evolve, but no, denied. Now for Agatha. And I took an interest in her statue, so I went back to take a look at it. Okay, let's see how well I can do after 4 extra levels. Plus the one I got in battle, so 5 levels higher. Double team, double team, double team, hurt myself. Out comes Golbat. I still try to double team, but Golbat uses Haze, which undoes all my effort. But again, I still haven't realized Haze is undoing all my double teams. So now I just use a Psychic. I'm confused again. Psychic. Thankfully, confusion passes, and out comes Golbat. Gengar's again, and Nightshade. I use a Psychic, and there's really not much I can do, so I try Leech Life, try to gain some health, but it does a lot less damage than I thought it would. And I go down to Nightshade. So rematch. And I'm tearing through her team, taking a lot of damage. I leveled again, which is bad. And Hypnosis, Dream Eater, I faint again. So after losing to her many more times than what was shown, I realized it's not happening. So I'm just going to rare candy myself. 4 more levels. Don't want to evolve. Stop. And now at 64, I'm going to try to face the Elite Four. And as you saw earlier, Lorelei and Bruno, not a problem. So back to Agatha, who honestly has proven to be a lot harder than I thought she would. Okay, so out comes Gengar. First move is to use Psychic to take it out quickly, but she takes away Gengar and sends out Golbat, which works for me, to be honest. Golbat's Haze is a huge problem. Still, now I'm just going to continue spamming Psychic since I'm confident I might be strong enough to just defeat her if I spam the attack enough times. But again, every time I get confused, it becomes a coin flip. Thankfully, the confusion passes and I can use Psychic, but Nightshade is doing a lot of damage. I'm down to 12 health. And Arbok, not a ghost. So I wonder, maybe Leech Life might do something, but I decided against it and just go with Psychic. And I level. So last Psychic, that's all it does. And that's a problem for me. So I go for Leech Life. Try to gain back some health. See if I can. Down to 1 health. And Venonat ends up slapping himself in the face and I faint. Okay, so let's try that again. Rematch. Okay, this time I tried something different. I decided to go down to Victory Road, go up 2 levels, and then challenge at 58. If you're wondering, I loaded a previous save file from before I used the rare candies. So from 56, I leveled to 58. And since I just leveled, I don't have to worry about gaining a level during the middle of this battle, which is also a great plus. I'm not sure why I didn't think of doing that sooner. Just get myself up 1 level to avoid the mid-battle level. That's too many words. I've said the word level way too many times there. Anyway, back to the fight. I'm using Leech Life now against Slowbro. I'm curious about my stats to see how far I am from leveling up. And they are quite far. Leech Life. Leech Life. And down goes Slowbro. Out comes Jinx. Leech Life. Ice Punch. Leech Life. And down goes Jinx. Now for Lapras. I have plenty of Psychics here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Psychics and Lapras goes down. Would have been a lot faster if not for Super Potion. And I level, which is great. Now I don't have to worry about leveling against Bruno. Now to heal. Use a full restore for just a few points of health and an elixir. Okay. And we can all see how this is going to go down before we even start. So you can spam Psychic, 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 Psychic. Let's see. 1 Psychic. X defend. 2 Psychic. 3 Psychic. X defend. 4 Psychic. 5 Psychic. Rock throw. 6 Psychic. 7 Psychic. 8 Psychic. 9 Psychic. And wouldn't you know it, Bruno goes down. No need to set up. Just spam Psychic. Okay, and that takes care of Bruno. Now to face Agatha. Again, my hardest challenge yet. I don't want to waste an elixir, so I just use an ether. But I decide against that and go back to the elixir. I'm not sure what I'm thinking at the moment, but I'm kind of getting stressed out here. Anyway, here back to the plan. I went down to level 56 and manually raised myself 2 levels so I could use my 8 rare candies just before I go in to face Agatha. In hindsight, I should have saved 2 or 3 of those rare candies. Well, 2 of those rare candies for the battles to come so I could level myself before battle and keep myself from leveling during battle. But to be honest, it works out. It's harder than it should be, and I'm kicking myself for not realizing this earlier, but what's done is done. I'll just learn from it if I ever do this again. And now to fight Agatha. Let's see how well I can do this time. Okay, Agatha starts with Gengar, and I go with double team. Sure, I'm confused, but the way I see it, I should just try and get as much double team in as I can before she sends out Golbat. Once Golbat comes out, just Psychic, take it down as fast as I can before it uses Haze. And then afterwards, just keep using Psychic. So I took down Golbat, I took down Gengar. She brought out Haunter, switched with Arbok, took out Arbok. Haunter comes back, take out Haunter. And now for her final Gengar. 1, 2, it works. And I've finally beat Agatha. Now to take on Lance. It's a bit of a slow walk, but what can I do? Okay. And Lance is telling us how he's going to defeat me. I say, bring it on. Out comes Gyarados. And double team. Leer. Double team. Hydro Pump. Double team. Hyper Beam. Double team. Double team. Okay. And I've got myself up to a decent amount of stats. Psychic. Special Fell. To be honest, Gyarados is Lance's hardest Pokemon to face. Because Dragonair and Dragonite, they all keep spamming attacks like Agility or Barrier thanks to the Gen 1 AI. This gives me time to use the final double team and regain my health with Leech Life. And there goes Dragonair. And I leveled, which undid all of my double teams. See, I should have saved one of those rare candies for this battle. Anyway, Agility. It doesn't matter too much though, because as I said, Dragonair spams Agility, which gives me time to do double team again. I'm not sure if it actually works though, but I still do it anyway. And I go for Hyper Beam, and down goes Dragonair. Okay, now for Aerodactyl, Psychic. And I want to use Hyper Beam. I want to see if it'll work. It does not. I was sorely disappointed. But Aerodactyl, still able to take it down, no problem. 6 Psychics left, and seeing the amount of damage it does Dragonite is a problem. So I just go with using Leech Life. Doesn't do much. Psychic, not much. Hyper Beam. I'm just trying to do whatever I can to take it down. And I bring it close to health, but Lance uses a Hyper Potion, which, seeing how much PP I have left, is a problem. So I'm back to using Hyper Beams again. Leech Life. Leech Life does minuscule amount of damage. It does either 1 or 2 damage because that's all the health I can get him back. But it's still damage, and Dragonite doesn't really seem interested in attacking me. I'm out of PP, and I have 3 double teams left. The way I see it, depending on what happens, I might just have to struggle my way to victory. So I'm just using Hyper Beam, Hyper Beam, Hyper Beam. And it works. I defeat Lance. Venonat tries to evolve. I say no. And I'm the champion. Or not. Time to face my rival, Burner. Heal up. And in I go. I've gotten to the Elite Four. I've claimed my right to face him. I am ready to dethrone him. After all the trouble he's given me, this is my fight. I was born for this. So Burner, bring it on. Okay. So we fight. I send out Venonat. Burner sends out Pidgeot. So I go for double team. Pidgeot goes for Sky Attack. Double team, Sky Attack. And that does a lot of damage. So, don't want to risk it. I use Psychic, then Wing Attack, and I lost. Yeah. So, let's try that again. Same strategy for all the other ones. Nothing to see. Back to facing Burner. Pidgeot, Venonat. So I just go with, I'm going to Psychic, or not Psychic, I'm going to double team Pidgeot to death. Just keep using double team. Hopefully if my evasion gets high enough, Pidgeot won't be able to hit me with Sky Attack or Wing Attack, and it works. The only problem is whether I can get in enough double teams before Pidgeot actually tries to attack me, and I succeed, although I did take some damage. Still, my evasion's quite high. Most attacks against me miss, and apparently so are my attacks. But Pidgeot goes down. Now Alakazam. Don't want to use Psychic since I know it won't work. Leech Life. Gain back the health I lost against Pidgeot for the most part. And Rhyhorn. Psychic again. I still kind of want to regain my health, but nothing I can do since I'm facing Rhyhorn. And I level, which is good, but bad, because there went all of my boosts. Still, I'm facing Executor, Leech Life, it works. Hypnosis doesn't work on me. And down goes Executor. Gyarados. Gyarados is important. I need to take Hydro Pump so I can take down Charizard after this. Anyway, Psychic. Doesn't do much damage. Psychic. Doesn't do much damage. Hydro Pump. Thankfully, I still have my evasion rate. Just the other boosts that have been reset. Leech Life isn't doing much damage. I should have done Hydro Pump against him, which I do just try afterwards, because Leech Life wasn't cutting it. And down goes Gyarados. Now for Charizard. Fire Spin. It is annoying. I am trapped. This is Blaine all over again. And wouldn't you know it, the Fire Spin continues for 5 attacks, and I am out. That is frustrating. So, now to go in. So, one more time. First to face Loralee. Take a breath. I can do this. Dugong. Set up. Double team. Double team. Double team. Double team. Double team. Double team. Leech Life. Rest. Psychic. Psychic. Wild Mouse Cruiser appears. Psychic. Down goes Dugong. Out comes Cloyster. Psychic. Psychic. I took some damage, but it's okay. So I'll get it back with Leech Life. Slowbro uses Amnesia. Leech Life versus Amnesia. Who will win? If I were you, I'd put my money on Leech Life. Down goes Slowbro. Jinx. Leech Life. Super Potion. Leech Life. Down goes Jinx. Lapras. I have 5 Psychics. Not afraid to use them. Psychic. Psychic. Body Slam. Paralyzed. Psychic. Thankfully, Confuse Ray failed. And that takes care of Loralee. Heal up. And now to face Bruno. Okay. Bruno's telling me he's going to crush me like a bug. I mean, it's kind of fitting considering my name. But bugs sting. So psychic, psychic. 3 psychics. 4 psychics. 5 psychics. 6 psychics. 7 psychics. 8 psychics with a crit. And down goes Bruno. Okay. Now to face Agatha. First things first, heal. Now for ethers. Restore my psychic. Don't want to waste an elixir for that. And now rare candies 8 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 202 health. I am ready to take on the next person. Come on, Agatha. So my strategy against Agatha has been refined through all those continuous losses. First thing I'm going to do is use double team. I'm just going to spam double team. And once Goldbot comes out, I will switch to using Psychic because Haze is terrifying. Still, this is a lot of a coin toss because if Gengar decides to use Confuse Ray on me or Hypnosis while I'm in the middle of setting up, a lot of what I can do is going to just be pointless because a lot of what I can do is going to be impossible. But Agatha, for some reason, is quite cooperative, but still, I'm always afraid of being cut off midway. Anyway, down goes Agatha. Time to heal. Rematch against Lance. My damage hasn't been taken, but I do need to restore my PP. Time to fight Lance. And my strategy against Lance, more or less the same as Agatha. Out comes Gyarados. And I think I misclicked there. I meant to press double team. Anyway, double team, double team. Leer, that's good. Double team, double team, double team. And Gyarados misses, which is great. Thanks to Leer, I don't have to use another double team, so I can just use Psychic, Psychic, Psychic. I took damage, but that's okay, because now I can just Mimic first, Hyper Beam, and then take Leech Life to regain health. And down goes Dragonair, and I leveled. Annoying, but it's Dragonair, so I can just use double team and regain all those stats boosts. I lost count, so I had to do another double team. And Hyper Beam, I want to use it, which is honestly kind of silly of me since I need to regain my health. I realized that afterwards, so Leech Life. Aerodactyl, probably the hardest one to face after Gyarados. So Psychic, Psychic, Hyper Beam. And finally, for Dragonite, I have 7 Hyper Beams, 5 Psychics, and a whole ton of Leech Lives. So I'm just going to gain my health with Leech Life first. Truthfully, it's not that effective, but it's better than nothing. At this point, I'm starting to get tired of using Leech Life, but I did get a crit, so that was nice. And now for Hyper Beam, I want to lower his health as much as possible before using Psychic, because Psychic does more damage than Hyper Beam. And if, depending on how much I do, I can maybe prevent Lance from using Hyper Potion. Thankfully, he didn't use it for some reason, just went for another barrier, which gives me the win. And now for the rematch against Burner. Okay, heal, elixir, and in I go. All right, Burner wants to fight. Out comes Pidgeot. Venonat, double team. Mirror move, don't know why he started with that, but it works. I want to blame the Gen 1 AI, but he did Wing Attack and Sky Attack when I first fought him. No reason for him to change now. But again, gives me the edge to use double team, raise my evasion, lets me miss or avoid Sky Attack. Now that I'm all set up, I can use Psychic. Take him down with 2 Psychics. Next comes Alakazam, Leech Life. Down goes Alakazam. Right on. Psychic. And down goes... Well, no, he survived. It's okay. Use a second Psychic. Down goes Rhydon. And I leveled. Annoying, but 69 is still a pretty good level, so even without the boosts, it should still be okay. Leech Life, Leech Life, Leech Life. Now for Gyarados. Mimic, I need his Hydro Pump. And now to use Psychic. Thankfully, I still have my evasion. 1 Psychic, 2 Psychic, 3 Psychic, 4 Psychics. And Dragon Rage. But that's okay. I still have plenty of health. I can try and gain some back. Leech Life clearly did a lot less damage than I thought it would. But I used it again since he only had a little bit left. Now for Hydro Pump. Fire Blast misses. Hydro Pump misses. Fire Blast misses. Hydro Pump hits. That was terrifying. And it doesn't KO him. Fire Spin, it misses. Hydro Pump hits. That was nerve-wracking. And I am now the league champion. So what do I think? Venonat took... It was easier than I thought it'd be, but at the same time harder. It became easier once I figured out how to do things. But Agatha, again, is a coin toss. If she can nail me with Confuse Ray or Hypnosis while I'm starting up, it will be a lot harder. Also, I could have done better by saving my rare candies for before the battles to keep myself from leveling up. But I still won, so it's not too bad. Playtime, 12 hours. If you consider all the backtracking I had to do, comes closer to about 14 hours, maybe 15. So it was hard. I will probably remember this run as being really challenging. After this, am I going to do it again? Not with Venonat. I think I'm going to use someone else next time. Well, see you all.